As part of the ongoing efforts of the current leadership of police to get the support of every Nigerian in the onerous task of fighting crime and wanton destruction of lives and properties, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. M.A.K. Smith, is to hold a parley with representatives of students from all the tertiary institutions nationwide. Not satisfied with the frequent cases of wranglings between students and the police, the Inspector General of Police said the move is to foster a lasting solution to the recurring breakdown of communications between the two parties. Coming up on the 18th of April 2001 at the Police Officers' Mess, Gariki, Area 11, Abuja, the summit will also seek to mend fences with the students' body to reconcile past misunderstanding with them, as well as chart a good relationship with the leaders of tomorrow.
The police in Osogbo have recovered the sum of 302,385 naira from suspected armed robbers. The suspected armed robbers were said to have been traveling down to Gbongon from Osogbo in a suspected stolen vehicle when they ran into police patrol along the road. The anti-crime patrolmen ordered them to stop, but instead they sped off. This now aroused suspicion, and the policemen went after them in a hot chase. In the middle of it, the robbers abandoned the vehicle and fled into the bush. Narrating the story further, the DPO of B Division, Ede, Mr. Tunde Shadia, goes further.
The anti-crime patrolmen knew fully that they are the men of Underworld, opened fire on them, but all of them escaped. After the matter of escape, they came back to the vehicle they abandoned, searched inside the vehicle. Under the seat of the driver, a locally made pistol was found under the seat of the driver. On the close inspection of the vehicle further, a lump sum of money was found under the seat of the front seat with the driver. Since this lump sum of money, the patrol team men covered the money. With the vehicle and the money, they brought everything down to the station. It was at the station we collected the money, checked the money, and found the money to be 302,385 naira.
However, attempts by the anti-crime policemen to trace the robbers from the bush after the shootouts that ensued led to no arrest, which made the police to conclude that the robbers might have escaped with the gunshots.
This is to reassure the members of the public that the current leadership of the Nigeria Police Force, headed by the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Musiliu Smith, will not condone indiscipline in any ramification. Reacting to the judgment of a Kogi High Court, where 3 cops were sentenced to death by hanging, the police authority says that it is historic to have an accelerated hearing of the case and the judgment passed on the accused cops. This is expected to serve as a deterrent to other policemen who indulge themselves in such dastardly acts of gross indiscipline. The 3 mobile policemen in Kogi State robbed 5 ram sellers of about 1.4 million naira, later burnt them alive to erase any trace, were last week condemned by the State Chief Judge, Justice Umoru Aileri, having already been tried and dismissed from the force. To die by hanging are Benjamin Oyakire, Jimo Michael, and Gessin Saba. They were found guilty by the trial judge on all the 4-count charges of culpable homicide, criminal conspiracy, robbing while armed, mischief by explosive gunfire proffered against them. To this end, the police authorities have sent a signal to its men nationwide that discipline in the force remains a cardinal principle.
Let me appeal to all of you. It's not right for you to bribe police. If you commit an offense, be ready to face the music. Because from now on, as we have been warning members of the public, if you give bribe, you try to corrupt my personnel, and you are caught, my personnel will be taking the bribe from you. And you too, give him the bribe, you face the wrath of the law.
Crime fighters, the police and you, getting to understand your police better.
Following the death of 20 people in 2 separate fire incidents in Osun State, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC has commenced a nationwide crackdown on vehicles carrying fuel in jerrycans. Disclosing this, the Deputy Director of Public Education Department, Mr. Jones Ago, stated that the crackdown is in accordance with provisions of the National Road Traffic Regulation. Explaining further, he said that the regulation prohibits vehicles other than tankers from conveying inflammable materials on the nation's highway. Citing the provisions of Part 1, Section 4 and Part 6, Section 4 of the regulation, Mr. Agu declared that it is illegal, unlawful and unauthorized for both commercial and private car owners to carry fuel in jerrycans.
Also from Oshogbo, a call has been made to the general public to disregard the current widespread rumor of missing genital cases. Speaking to the Crime Fighters news crew in Oshogbo, the Osun State capital this week, the Deputy Commissioner of Police of the Osun State Command, Mr. E.O. Dedeigbo, referred to a recent case where one Kabiru Nasiru, a draftsman, was falsely accused by some teenagers of stealing their genitals via a slight touch. Immediately after the accusation, Mr. Kabiru was brutally beaten almost to death by passers-by around the scene of the incident, despite his plea that he knows nothing about the crime he was accused of. It took the intervention of men of the divisional headquarters of the police in Ojaoba, Oshogbo, to save the man from being burnt to death. On further investigations, it was revealed that Mr. Nasiru was indeed wrongly accused of the offense by the three young men as they were taken to the hospital to confirm their claims, where it was medically proven that nothing is wrong with them. To this end, the Deputy Commissioner of Police called on the public to be wary of incidents of this nature, for it might be a ploy by men of the underworld to have a field day under the guise of such commotion.
You will not be surprised to find that thieves, pickpockets, and other categories of thieves, criminals, may like to make the issue of missing genital organs a thing they will use to distract public from their main objective of stealing from persons. So we now advise to all members of the public to please, whenever these issues arise, they should report to the police. They are mere fabrications which have not been supported by facts.
Investigations are, however, still continuing into the case. And that concludes Crime Fighters News for this week. Thanks for watching.
And for me, stay tuned for the rest of the program.
This is an advice to the members of the police force and the motorists. The policemen on point duties should desist from collecting tolls from drivers. And while drivers are also warned not to offer money to any policeman. Make sure you have all your vehicle documents correct and you adhere strictly to traffic regulations. Never mind the delay the policemen may adopt to waste your time and that of the commuters. Make sure you don't offer them bribe, and you may wish to see their senior officers for necessary action to be taken against them. The members of the public are also advised to tune to this program every week so that you know how to interact with your policemen.
Crime Fighters, the police and you. The men are still in action.